And Marcus Peters not flying out of Las Vegas. He is expected to sign a one-year deal with the Raiders. Source says they have reached agreement.
Just win, baby. That's the only message I got for y'all. Let's do it.
We got some good news today. Yesterday. But nonetheless, the Raiders finally signed former Pro Bowler / All-Pro Marcus Peters to a one-year deal. Now, it didn't take long for Peters to embrace the silver and black, because not too long after he signed his contract, he posted this video on IG.
What is the best fit for Marcus? What team is the best fit for Marcus would feel like, oh, that's taking me to this level?
So far, it's the Raiders,
right?
I mean, team that I watched, grew up, and it's a team that low-key believes in.
I'm really excited about this move, and I know the nation is as well. I just hope that we get this Marcus Peters for week 1 versus the Sean Payton-led Broncos.
Tell Sean Payton, keep talking that shit. We gonna see him soon.
And you tell him one thing.
Just win, baby.
It's because you're not feeling Lucy.
So the Raiders have been in contact with Marcus Peters for the past couple of months, and just yesterday word came out that he would be working out with the Raiders one more time and could possibly be signing with the team just yesterday. And just like that, breaking news came out. According to Ian Rappaport, the Raiders have finally reached an agreement with former Ravens Pro Bowl cornerback Marcus Peters. Sources say Peters, who had an impressive workout, gets a one-year deal, and Las Vegas gets a talented player right before camp. Now, this is a huge signing for this team, especially in the secondary. A secondary, I might say, struggled a lot last year, only coming away with 6 interceptions, which tied for the fewest in the NFL. But now the Raiders add a player who's averaged 4 interceptions per season, so he's definitely a huge upgrade. And speaking of his resume, Marcus Peters was a 2015 Defensive Rookie of the Year, 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time First Team All-Pro, 2019 league leader in pick sixes and interception yards, and he has a career 32 interceptions with 6 to the crib. This team definitely got a dog with some attitude on the defensive side of the ball.
Marcus has been a very decorated player the entirety of his career. I've coached against him a number of times. When you're playing against him, you always know where he's at, because there's a chance you might not want to throw at him. He's a very intelligent football player, had multiple opportunities to sit down and talk with him. Very bright, understands the game, really mature, intelligent guy in terms of defensive structure. Very impressed with that, and he wants to be a Raider.
Like I've stated before, this is a move that the Raider Nation has wanted to happen for many years, going all the way back to Oakland, obviously because of his Oakland roots. But hey, better late than never, right? You know, just like his cousin Marshawn, everybody knew that he was going to be a Raider at some point of his career. And for the Raiders, it happens now in 2023. So I'm excited to finally see Marcus Peters don the silver and black, as well as a lot of other Raider fans. But it's not just the fans that are excited to see him here. The Condor Mad Max Crosby, our best defensive player on the team right now, was also pumped after this news, posting this picture on Twitter saying, "Need that silver and black one now. Welcome to the gang." My only question that I have is, what number will he be rocking? I don't know if he's going to be coming over here rocking that 2-4, because that holds significant value over here. I mean, not for all the players, but you know that 2-4 was the number that his cousin rocked when he was over here in Oakland, and 2-4 was the number that this guy rocked when he was playing over here in Oakland as well. So, I mean, if there's any number that I feel like would be right for this guy, I think 2-4 would be it. Now, Peters will be joining a young secondary over here in Las Vegas with names like Nate Hobbs, Duke Shelley, Jacorian Bennett, Amik Robertson, Trayvon Merrick, Marcus Epps, Sam Webb, and even Ike Brown. I know that the excitement is at an all-time high right now, especially getting a guy like Marcus Peters on the defensive side of the ball in the secondary. But let's be honest, guys. Peters is not the guy that he once was when he first entered the league. He's dealt with a lot of injuries in the past, and in 2021 missed a full season due to a torn ACL. And just last season with the Baltimore Ravens, Marcus Peters had a career low, only 1 interception. But even with all of that, I don't think that we need Marcus Peters to be the guy he once was. I just look at this signing kind of like the Casey Hayward signing that we had a couple of years ago. We brought him in, you know, a veteran that had a successful past. Wasn't the player he once was, but was a huge mentor for the young locker room, the young secondary that we had at the time with Trayvon Merrick, especially Nate Hobbs, who came out, showed out, and looked up to guys like Casey Hayward. You know, Casey didn't have the biggest years, but he still had the ability to make plays on a weekly basis. So I could see Marcus Peters being the same type of player with a little bit of dog in him, you know what I mean? To help these young guys out. Nate Hobbs is somewhat of a veteran now, but we got other guys that we drafted like Jacorian Bennett. We still got guys like Amik Robertson who stepped up a lot last year. You add and plug in a Pro Bowl, All-Pro defensive player like Marcus Peters, I feel like this defense could definitely, take that next step, especially in the secondary like I stated before. Just imagine the training camp battles between Marcus Peters and Davante Adams.
Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes!
That's definitely something to really look out for during training camp. I can't wait to see that. But overall, I would say that I really do like this signing from the Raiders. It's a big move for the defense. It definitely adds a lot more validity to the team, especially as a veteran. Now, I'm not going to say in no way that this defense is going to turn around in one day and turn into a top 10 defense, but I do believe that this defense has a chance to take that next step and be a better defense than it was a year prior. Overall, at the end of the day, this is a good fit for both Marcus Peters and the Las Vegas Raiders. But I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about this signing? Do you believe that this is a good fit for the Raiders, or do you think that this is just a little bit too late? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, that wasn't the only move that went on just yesterday, because everybody's talking about it. There was actually another signing as well. The Raiders have brought back defensive end Isaac Rochell on a 1-year deal. Okay, I lied to you guys. I don't even know what the contract is, but we know that we brought him back for another year at least. Rochell came onto the team late last season, playing in only one game. Before then, he had stints in Cleveland, Indianapolis, and LA, racking up a total of 103 tackles, 9.5 sacks, and 1 interception in his career. Rochell is famously known for being a content creator on YouTube and even on TikTok.
This is a big day. I got signed to the Raiders. This was like a dream come true for us. Not because we were coming from Cleveland. I was asked, do you want to be a Raider? And I don't think you guys understand how quickly I was like, boy, duh, I want to be a Raider.
So I definitely got a lot of respect for the Oos, especially as a content creator. So if you guys aren't following him or subscribe to him, man, go and show some love to Isaac Rochell. Hopefully I could get him on the podcast. Hopefully we could get something going, because I would love to talk with this guy one time. But after checking out his channel yesterday and watching his latest video on his YouTube channel, go and check it out if you guys haven't already. He talked about how much he wanted to be here and play for the Raiders and how excited he is to be here.
Anytime you sign with a team, it's an opportunity, right? Nothing is set in stone. It's not like I'm 100% going to be here during the year. Now, am I going to compete and grind and give myself the best opportunity possible? Absolutely. That's all I know. But for the time being, we are just so thankful to be here.
He definitely earned a lot of my respect, especially as a fan, and I'm rooting for this guy to make the team, to go out there in training camp and kill it. But time will tell. Overall, I do believe that Rochell is going to be a solid camp body, especially to compete for another defensive lineman position. We'll see if he does make the final 53 and goes on and play for the Raiders this year. Now let's transition over to our starting quarterback. There has been many questions about Jimmy's health since he initially signed with the Raiders back in free agency. Starting the day he was supposed to have his introductory press conference with the Raiders, it got delayed due to a failed physical, and the Raiders had to redo the whole contract. Since then, he hasn't been able to suit up for OTAs, and there was a real question and concern if he was even going to be ready to go week 1, or if he was possibly going to be cut from the team. But we got some great news on Sunday that Jimmy G is actually going to be good to go at the start of training camp today. He's going to be good to go today. And I'm excited to hear that news. He's going to be ready to go out there for training camp, throwing the ball to Davante Adams, getting that rapport going. Jimmy G did show up to the building on Sunday. You guys already know my stance on this whole situation with Jimmy G as a new quarterback. There's people out there that don't like Jimmy G and don't like Josh McDaniels. There's a lot of opinions floating around left and right. He's not better than Derek Carr. He's injury prone. He's only good when he has a good defense. He was only good with the 49ers. All of that, I understand a lot of people's frustration and a lot of people's understanding about that, but I have a lot of optimism going into the season. Like I've stated many times before, Jimmy G may not be an elite quarterback. He may not be the guy to save this franchise, but I do believe going into the season under Josh McDaniels, relearning this whole new system with weapons like Davante Adams, adding Michael Mayer, having a solid offensive line and a defense that is slowly getting better, I feel like he's going to do enough to go out there and win games. My only concern about him, just like any other fan out there, is his health and his injury history. Hopefully he could be good to go for the whole season, all 17 games. Nothing does happen to him, knock on wood, if he's able to stay out on the field for all 17 games, I do believe that we have a chance to win every single game. And he's good enough to get the ball down the field and convert in the red zone. That's something that we struggled a lot for years prior. As much as I do have love for Derek Carr, that was an area that he struggled in. And whether or not you want to blame that on coaches, on offense coordinators, I do believe that is one thing that Jimmy G does that is better than Derek Carr. But not to get too sidetracked about all of that, again, wish nothing but best for Derek Carr over there with New Orleans. I think he's going to do a great job over there. Hopefully, unless he plays the Raiders. One guy that did show some love to Jimmy G was Kirk Cousins, a part of the Quarterback Netflix show. The quarterbacks were asked who they believe was the most underrated quarterback in the NFL, and this is what he had to say about Jimmy G.
I kind of always scratch my head at the Jimmy Garoppolo situation in San Francisco because I know how hard it is to win in this league, and it seems like every time he comes out there, they win, and then they're moving on from him or trying to draft somebody and trade up, and I'm thinking, it's pretty hard to win double-digit games in this league, and that's all they seem to do when he plays. So obviously, I don't know all that goes on there, but if he does it again with the Raiders, at some point, this guy's just a winner.
I hope he doesn't do it again with the Raiders. Yeah, no offense.
After watching that clip, I got nothing but respect for Kirk Cousins. I mean, I always respected him as a quarterback before this. I know he gets a lot of hate out there, but I believe that he's in the same tier as, Derek Carr and even Jimmy G. And he admits it. It is hard to win in the NFL, and the fact that Jimmy G is still able to go out there and win games just proves that this guy does things that other people can't. Like I've stated before, the Niners, before Jimmy G got there, wasn't really a good team other than when Kaepernick was there. Kaepernick was able to steer that ship and take them to the Super Bowl. The same thing Jimmy G did. He had a good defense, he had a good running game, good pieces, but you still need a quarterback that could lead you to the Super Bowl. And he was able to do that. He even brings up the fact that if he does it here in Las Vegas, that this guy is just a proven winner. And I agree with him 100% because it's not easy to win over here in Las Vegas. Derek Carr has done that twice here out of 9 years. And that just goes to show you how hard it is to win in the NFL. On top of that, being a part of the Raiders organization, because, the NFL don't really like us. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is going to say that he doesn't want that to happen with the Raiders. I feel like a lot of other Raider fans probably agree with him as well because they don't even want him to be here in Las Vegas. But nonetheless, Raider Nation, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about this news? Are you guys intrigued? Are you guys excited about this season with Jimmy G, with Josh McDaniels? I know that there's going to be a lot of you guys in the comment section not excited about the season. Trust me, I've seen a lot of Raider fans that are preying on our downfall this year. But for the Raider fans out there that do kind of believe in this team just a little bit at least, what do you guys think the Raiders can do this year with a healthy Jimmy G? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. With that being said, that is all I have for you guys today, Raider Nation. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification icon button to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I know I've been gone for a long time, but I'm finally back to stay. I'm not going to ramble about that, but tomorrow, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing my first episode of the Samoan Raiders show. It's going to be a live stream, and I just want to talk with you guys, the Raider Nation. That being said, until the next one, this your boy Samoan Raider, and your boys, yeah.